I've heard every myth you can possibly imagine about owning a Tesla, and today I'm going to expose the 10 biggest ones I've heard in order of how many brain cells they've cost me. Starting with number 1, Teslas catch on fire like all the time. Some people say they're not even safe to park in your garage because it'll burn your whole house down. Now, do Teslas catch on fire? Of course it happens, but how often does it happen compared to a gas car? About 11 times less often. And maybe battery fires require more precaution to actually put out, but being more of a risk to catch on fire in the first place is just absolutely not true. Teslas in particular are equipped with a ton of temperature sensors within the car itself to prevent things from overheating in the first place. Even the superchargers have temperature sensors. Here in Vegas, on these hot summer days, you'll get a slower charge because the supercharger slows itself down when it gets too hot. Number 2, Tesla batteries need to be replaced often, and they're very expensive to replace. Now yes, they can be expensive to replace if they fail outside of warranty, which for most Teslas is like 8 years or 120,000 miles. But the other part of this, and this came out recently, or at least I found it recently, Tesla's powertrain, aka their battery, lasts over 300,000 miles on average, which is more than the powertrain of any other car, gas or electric. Now it is true, electric cars in general seem to have battery longevity issues, but that's not Tesla. Tesla has figured it out. They seem to be in a league of their own. Number 3, Teslas can't really road trip because they will take forever. Now I hear this one a lot, like, oh, you gotta stop every 30 minutes to charge and then it takes like 2 hours to charge it. In reality, on our many road trips, we drive like 2.5 hours between stops, which is about how long most people could go before stopping for food or the restroom anyway. And actually at a supercharger, you can get from about 10 to 80% in about 15 minutes of supercharging, which is the perfect amount of time for you to grab a snack, use the restroom, and then get back on the road. Number 4, charging a Tesla just takes too long. I know we just talked about superchargers, but I want to talk about home charging for a second because this one really gets me. People say taking a Tesla takes hours. It does. Home charging does take hours, but what most people don't seem to get is that you can sleep or do literally anything else while you charge your car at home. You know how you plug in your phone every night to charge while you sleep? It's the same idea with a Tesla. I swear it's like some people just think I plug in my car and stand next to it for like 8 hours while I wait for it to charge. And what most people don't know is that you can use any regular outlet. The same outlet you charge your iPhone on, you can also charge your Tesla on. So considering all of this, I would confidently argue that it's about 100 times more convenient than going to a gas station because it takes me 5 seconds to plug in and I wake up with a full battery every day. Number 5, Teslas are completely autonomous. Now, some people hear autopilot or full self-driving and think Teslas are just like a chauffeur on wheels. You can't just hop in the back seat and say like, take me to Target. At least not yet. The reality is autopilot is a driver assistance system designed for highways. It'll keep you in your lane, keep you a safe distance from the car in front of you, and drive at whatever speed that you set it at. Tesla Full Self-Driving is a paid upgrade that does all of your driving for you. It'll do turns, stoplights, stop signs, lane changes, even construction. However, both still require your supervision and you behind the wheel. Tesla is beginning to roll out their robotaxi services, but Full Self-Driving is called Full Self-Driving Supervised, and until the day it becomes unsupervised, it requires your attention. Number 6, Teslas actually aren't environmentally friendly. In fact, they're worse than gas cars. Now yes, the production of Teslas and battery manufacturing does have an environmental impact. But these people don't seem to understand the idea of lifetime overall emissions, which a Tesla is significantly less compared to any gas car. This is even more true when you charge at home and especially if you use solar. And for this point, if you're like, duh, of course, me too, but trust me, people say this, try being a YouTuber. You get some crazy comments sometimes. Number 7, Teslas are too expensive and they're only for the rich people. The average price of a new car in the US is about $49,000. The Model 3 starts at $42,490, which right now is $35,000 after the tax credit. The Model Y starts at $45,000 or $37.5 after the tax credit. And that's just a purchase price. It doesn't even include not having to pay for gas ever or having to pay for minimal maintenance. There was a study done that showed that Teslas are literally the cheapest cars to own for the first 10 years. Now, are there cheaper cars that you can buy today? Yes, of course there are, but are Teslas expensive? Well, compared to the average car, they're just factually less expensive. Number 8, Teslas are too hard or too intimidating to drive. Just like any other car, there's a pedal for go and a pedal for stop. However, Teslas have regenerative braking, which when you let off the accelerator, the car slows down much more than a gas car. This uses the motion to send energy back into the battery, making your Tesla more efficient. It also makes Teslas easier to drive because you barely have to ever touch the brake pedal. Just like any other car, you can go into drive, reverse, and some models it's just a swipe up or down on the screen. If you want, you can even enable a setting called auto shift, and the car will automatically put you in drive or reverse for you. Again, just making it even easier. And I get that a large screen and a big menu can be intimidating, especially if you're not really tech savvy, but when it comes to driving, this is about as easy as it gets. Oh, and by the way, you don't even have to drive. Remember full self-driving? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Going deep into the menu is just for a lot of customization settings and the fun stuff, like making your car fart. Number 9, you can't take a Tesla through a car wash. The manual does say avoid automatic car washes, and that's just because some of the older style ones with those brushes can slap against your car and scratch your paint. When the Cybertruck came out, people were saying that going through a car wash would get the battery wet and the car would completely just stop working. You can take your Tesla through car washes, but just like any other car, you're at a risk of developing some of those swirls you get from those automatic car washes. Touchless car washes are totally fine, and either way, it won't brick the battery. And lastly, Teslas are unsafe because of the radiation in the car and the crash safety. The radiation thing is pure sci-fi. It's been debunked by so many other YouTubers. I'm not even gonna get into it, but just know that your phone in your hand right now emits more EMF than a Tesla. And as for crash safety, Teslas consistently earn top safety ratings in all of their models. Yes, that includes the Cybertruck, which I understand. People look at it and can't imagine how it has a crumple zone, but it does. Tesla has engineers, they're smart people. Another big part of safety in all Teslas, which I think is pretty cool, is the battery pack's low center of gravity makes them pretty much impossible to roll over. So yeah, you know that thing that people say is dangerous because it always catches on fire? That big battery pack? It actually makes your car safer. And with that, this video has come completely full circle. But there it is, those are the 10 biggest Tesla myths that I've heard and probably will keep hearing for forever. Owning a Tesla is by no means perfect, but no car is. And if you're hesitant because of something your uncle shared on Facebook, maybe take it with a grain of salt. Anyways, thank you for watching. If I missed one that you hear a lot that I didn't mention, leave a comment down below. But as always, thanks for watching and I will catch you in the next one.